Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gent. It's been quite a bit of time since I've made a video, well, at least a video that's on YouTube. So, got a ton of updates for you today, and let's get right into it. So, before we do, just remember, I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research because I'm just a guy on YouTube, and literally anyone can do that. So the first thing I want to remind you all is we just got a couple days left. If you're interested in joining the Web3 Secret Society, you can lock in your rate at $20 a month. Remember, please don't do this on YouTube. I've had a couple people sign up on YouTube and they'll have to cancel it. Please join directly in the Patreon. The link is in the description below. The price goes up to $60 permanently, and you can get grandfathered in if you join by the end of the month. And the reason to join it, if you're interested, is you want to simplify your process. You're sick and tired of doing so much to get so little. In here, you actually qualify for airdrops. You learn exactly what you have to do and why you're doing it. And we also kind of bring up other crypto-related opportunities. You're going to find that I'm in there a ton, and we're doing live streams pretty much almost every day at this point, private live streams. So that being said, the first update is on Renzo protocol. It was very interesting. Now, this was an update that came out that we've been discussing for the last couple of days within the Web3 Secret Society. Honestly, this was not the update that I wanted. I mean, this was okay. Let's just be straight up here. This is not, when this came out on YouTube or on Twitter, I basically said, this is like putting a Band-Aid on a shot wound. So they're definitely making some changes, which is positive. And obviously some of these changes were actually, if these were done ahead of time, would have prevented that massive depegging event that happened just a couple short days ago. So basically what happened here is the snapshot date remains the same on April 26th, which was yesterday, right? What they did was they made sure that they capped the amount. You had to have at least 360 Renzo points in order to be able to qualify. So that was one big change. People were not very happy, right? The easy points, because people were only being told right then. Now, let's be honest here. I think they're lucky they told them, because I think they were going to go with 360 anyways, but they weren't going to tell anyone. So in this case, they were a little more clear to kind of make people not upset. The second thing is, which was actually a positive, they expedited their claim date. Previously, we had to wait until 2 days post Binance listing for us to be able to claim, which kind of sucked because those who staked on Binance actually get 2.5% of the airdrop, and they can sell it off ahead of any of the farmers here. So basically, now we can claim it 1 hour ahead of time. On top of this, you remember that pie chart fiasco? Well, the community is now getting 32%. The airdrop allocation is 12%, with season 1 getting an extra 2% total supply. That increase is coming from liquidity and foundation. What I hope that tells you guys is not that, hey, whining and complaining gets you something, but how much flexibility they have in order to make the customers happy. And that is just something that should be something that you remember, because they are arbitraging a ton of money from you guys to give it to others, VCs and all that. And obviously when people started getting upset, they're like, hey, we got to prevent this. So the other things still apply, which is they are going to be tiering accounts that have over 500K easy points to prevent an attrition, which is good. However, the big problem here is still does not address the massive elephant in the room, which was their depegging event. And that depegging event was not a rug by any means. It ended up not being a rug, sorry. But their communication was terrible. They didn't respond. They said an announcement will come out. The announcement had nothing to do with the depegging. And even still, I think season 2, sometime in the mid to late of it, they are going to find a way to make it so you can just you can unstake it and get ETH back. I've already mentioned sort of the mechanism of it, so I'm not going to get into it. But if you're interested, I have a video here, when you destroy your business in 24 hours. Check it out if you're interested. My thoughts on this. I think some people got pissed off. They thought I was whining. I don't know why you think I was whining. I lost like 2-ish%. It's whatever. I don't care. It's the cost of doing business. I learned not to do business with Renzo straight up. And while I am glad that they have fixed a bit of this, I will be dumping every one of my Renzo tokens on launch. So if you're looking to sell, you better sell before I do, because I have that page loaded. I'm going to be refreshing it a ton. The claim page is coming soon. And that being said, they're also having their Easy Point Season 2. I'm not joining that, but if you want to go ahead, if you're itching for another punishment, feel free to do so. You do get a 10% boost, and the claims will go live on April 30th at 11, which I don't know why they put that here, because shouldn't have anything to do with Season 2. What we are seeing is that there is a bunch of new pools with a bunch of 4x boosts. The reason for this is, once again, people have realized this is not a company you want to be with, right? Like ETHFI did a thing on their behalf. You have to, communication trust is so important. And today we're going to talk about some of that and how it applies in the crypto store and the crypto industry in the AMA. So we'll get into that. I'm fading this hard. I'm dumping all my Renzo. I have zero allocation in Renzo. I'm fully ETHFI, a bit of Swell, and then very microscopic amounts in Kelp. So that's Renzo. Now, if you are interested to see how it's valued currently, it's kind of a huge spread, right? But there are people who pop up every so often that are willing to buy for around 14 cents for your points. So you can do that on Whales Market. There is a 5% fee that they charge you, so it is somewhat expensive. But if you think that you're gonna get worse than that, hey, feel free to go cash it out before this stuff dumps. I'm not actually sure how it works when it comes to points, because you can't transfer them, but I think it's sort of the allocation and everything else. So I'm sure it's settled a little differently. I have never done points like this before. I've used this for Rune. So you probably have to join their Discord and learn a bit more on how that works if you're interested in doing so. Now, I know Blur Crypto put out a really cool chart. I always find it funny how probably back in January or end of December, when I was talking about prioritization, I kept bringing up Pareto principle and seriously not just going out there and farming everything, right? Because I tell you guys, a lot of times you see these things because there's tons of influencers and they get money, they get views, they don't care about you. So they just post tons of videos. Guys, I didn't post a video for 3 days. You think I was gone for 3 days? No, I've been here every single day. We've been doing videos in the private Discord, but guess what? I don't care about views so much. I'm here to help you guys every so often, which is why I make these videos. But seriously, if people had all the money in the world and they were into crypto and they were passionate about it, would they make videos? They would, for the ones they cared about, to get a certain message out. But what a lot of influencers do is they will post on every single one of it. Okay? So I just want you guys to sort of know this stuff. Now, what's interesting here is how he's prioritized it. I do agree with some of these. So obviously Orderly Network, The Bridge, haven't touched Hyperliquid. Sanctum for sure, Hyperlane, yep, the bridges, Magic Eden. I think Magic Eden is, the NFT marketplace. You gain some diamonds. Frequent use, Layer 0, ZK Sync. We know that stuff is done. So Layer 0, I don't know, like Layer 0, I'm pretty sure like we're close to the snapshot. We're near the end of season Q2, and ZK Sync. Honestly, like I can go back and forth on it once again. Like I think at this point, like if we haven't taken the snapshot yet, we're probably a few weeks out. So like, don't go crazy here. Scroll, yes. Base, yes. Right? Base and Scroll are fantastic. Linea, I mean, you know how I feel about it. I'm still doing it. We got the Surge. I will include my link to the Surge because it got reset. Jumper, yes. We talked about that before. Bungee, yes. Blast, God no, not touching that. I mean, I have a tiny bit from before, but I'm not putting any more effort. Zora, yes. Guys, if you haven't gone on Zora and if you haven't made your own NFT collection, definitely consider doing so and just post a link and whatever, like make it a free mint or something. You guys saw, that's why I did my Parcl giveaway that way, because it got me a ton of activity on Zora, and I figured I'd farm the airdrop and give you guys half of my Parcl airdrop in the same way. And then Farcasters. This is something I'm actually getting into, so shout out to, I don't know if you want me to call out his name, so I won't, but there's a guy in the Discord who really knows Farcaster and Warpcaster very well. If he's in here, you can speak up and I'll call you out. If not, I'm not going to do it, so it's up to you. And there's a ton of other protocols. Some of these I value higher than others, but we won't get into that right now. Very interesting, though. And one of the things I want you guys to realize is in this world where it's getting so difficult to accurately filter out SIBOs, more and more liquidity depositing protocols are going to be the way you differentiate and how you get more money. So one that's really good is Mitosis. Mitosis I joined a couple days ago. I actually joined it the same day. Okay, perfect. Well, you know what? Mark is on here. Mark Hillenberg. He's in the Web3 Secret Society. Guy's an expert when it comes to Farcaster. He's actually going to teach me some things, and maybe there's some things I'll be able to share with you guys. I think it's a really cool ecosystem they've got there. Some of the things I've learned or seen so far is very interesting, but it is literally going down the rabbit hole. So once again, thank you, Mark, for all your support on that. So going back to Mitosis, you want to make sure that you are, not that you're all in on any protocol, but you definitely think about looking at protocols that can that you can take advantage of with your liquidity, because no 1,000 phone whatever is going to be able to beat you here. And what I love about Mitosis is it literally links up with ETHFI. Remember, ETHFI's airdrop is in 2 months. We can get a 2x on our ETHFI loyalty points. We can get EigenLayer points, Ethereum staking rewards. So the bottom 3 we're getting from Pendle already anyways, right? And here you can get the Mitosis Vault yield. And there's some extra stuff as well, which have to do with their MITO points, right? So the Vault yield and all this stuff works together. It's actually pretty cool. So you have to basically deposit through various epochs. There are 4 of them. For each epoch, there's a limit on the number of liquid restaking token you can deposit and how many on each network. I'm going to show you that in a second. You can earn points by completing missions and collecting badges. So certain badges like, hey, you got 5,000 EigenLayer points, right? Another badge is like, hey, you joined before April 28th. So if you join today, even if you don't deposit, right? Like, guys, you can join this stuff. Don't deposit yet because you're unable to until the next epoch. Well, you can still claim and get your points, and that might be worth something even if you do nothing else. So I would at minimum sign up for this, and then if you want to deposit, that's up to you. So there's a lot more stuff here. I'm going to link their documents later, but what you want to do is go to Mitosis, and what's very interesting is Epoch 1 capped out in an hour, in 1 hour. And the thing was, so I joined the same day and I missed it by 20 minutes or 30 minutes because obviously everyone's busy doing other things, right? But the other thing the team doesn't do, or they don't do yet, is they don't tell you when the next epoch's going to be. So you've got to be on top of this stuff. I have heard rumors about when that might be, but once again, that information is for the Web3 Secret Society. Also, it's not confirmed. So I don't want to go tell people stuff that, is not true either. So one more thing over here is in here, you can see here, I don't have any deposits yet. However, you can have some on Ethereum, Arbitrum, Optimism, Manta, or Mode. And what you want to do is you want to go and you want to get some points across the board. If you do 4 out of 5 of them, right, you can get this badge below called a multi-chain adventurer. So if you hold at least 0.5 MILRT on at least 4 campaign networks, you can get that. So I'm definitely going to go and get at least 0.5 on each. It just means I need to have EE on those 4 chains. I want to do it. You can probably guess I'm not going to touch Mode for this just because Mode has a sort of withdrawal fee as well, just like Blast. And then you can sort of go in here, up your daily boost, some social activities, connect your X account, follow them on Twitter, get your hodler badge or evangelist badge, your MITO badges, right? And then your boosts go up the number of EigenLayer points you have with ETHFI. This part's interesting because I know I have over 10,000 points. What I would say here is, even though I got 10,000 points, it's not just ETHFI. So that's where I'm a little confused. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but there's other milestones over here that you can do. You have to go connect your Discord to check the community collaboration. I know I have the ETHFI boost, but I should have, where's this? The ETHFI role, because this one I should be able to get. They're just having errors right now, so I'll do that at some other time. Now, Mitosis is good. However, I tell you guys, you want to make sure that you have a lot of diversity. So part of that is kind of making sure you're not sort of spread over one thing. You're kind of spread over a bunch. What I like is this Zerkit pool that came out maybe a week ago. So I put some ETH in here because you're getting 3x ETHFI, 3x Circuit and 1x EigenLayer. So here I'm getting my Circuit because obviously my easy ETH that I had on Circuit was no good because Renzo protocol sucks. So got my exposure here, and that's pretty good. And obviously, like ETHFI, we're just coming here, we're bumping up the points. It's going to be great. Now, some of you have asked this question here, and this question basically is, what do I do if I have some tokens staked directly with EigenLayer, right? So one of the things that have happened before is prior to every one of these protocols seemingly being able to let us deposit, some of us have deposited directly in here. And I still have 2 on another account, 2 Ether on another account staked. I have 1 Ether staked here with Swell, and I'm going to show you how you do it. So got 1.1098 ETH. That's right here. I'm going to delegate my stake. And what you want to do is it's already done it here, but you want to sort by TVL descending. So one of the things I would look here is making sure that, you go for a top 200 validator. In this case, I'm looking at ETHFI. Now, the reason I'm looking at ETHFI is if you stake with them, there may be a bonus when they do their ETHFI airdrop, right? We don't know yet, right? Because season 2 airdrop, we have an idea of the things that matter. Points matter, liquid potentially matters. It could also matter here. I also think by delegating to an operator, you may get something more with EigenLayer. So I'm going to do it here. We'll just do it with ETHFI 8. I'm going to go delegate here, and I'm going to hit continue. And I'm going to pay these hopefully not ridiculous Ethereum mainnet fees. Right now, you don't see this, but I just approved $2 as an approval, and I think I'll be able to do it. Hopefully that was all I had to do, but we're going to see. We're doing it live, basically. It's delegating. Perfect. So it's delegating right now, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So that's it. So if you're wondering what to delegate to, you can delegate to whoever you want to. I'm actually looking, and will be interesting, to actually create my own node. So something that Drake on Digital posted a video about 3 months ago is how you can create your own node. And I think if you're a node operator, not necessarily top 200, right? So you got your 32 ETH or whatever, you can create your own node. And by doing so, I'm sure EigenLayer and other protocols will reward you for being a node operator. Ton of capital, of course, but I think it's a sort of inelastic reward. Like, it's going to be way more, in my opinion. So we'll see. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the Jupiter ecosystem. So you guys already know, a couple days ago, a week ago, we voted for round 2 of LFG voting. Couple thing I want you guys to think about. Number 1, your voting power. So my voting power at the time was 55 because I didn't have many Jupiter staked. I now have 321, and I'm probably going to up that amount to at least 1,000. Now, the reason for that is these rewards are linear. You guys probably remember with Zeus, we got a bunch of rewards. I got 10, and I staked 10 Jupiter, but at 10 Zeus, it basically paid. It was actually more than the Jupiter I staked is the reward I got. So I'm going to do that. It's going to be big. And at the same time, this keeps happening. So definitely worth it. I think it's not a bad idea to get more Jupiter and stake it. Sanctum won, and if you've sort of been keeping up to date, Sanctum is very popular. This is a thread that I'm going to link to, so I'm not going to go into all of this, but basically it talks about Sanctum and what this person believes is a 3-in-1 airdrop. I don't really buy into all that, but what I do think is cool is you go into Sanctum, and once you go here, you launch the app. And the first thing I do is I would trade my Sol token for Infinity token. So Infinity is somewhat pegged to Solana. So you press 1 here, you get 0.83, right? So the exchange rate is pretty much pegged. So, as the price of Sol goes up, the price of Infinity goes up, so be it. And the Infinity token holds some of the yield, which is great. So we're going to find that over time, Infinity token is basically going to be a multiply of Solana, right? So if I go to withdrawal, so it goes 1, it's 1.19. Maybe in a month, maybe it's 1.23. Who knows, right? So it's somewhat pegged, but that ratio is going to keep going up over time on what that peg amount is. So that's how that looks like. The other thing you can do here is you can go to trade, and you can go and pick up a bunch of tokens. The one I like to hold is Jupiter staked Solana. As you guys know, I am very bullish on Jupiter. I'm doing everything possible to maximize my Jupiter airdrop. So I went and sort of swapped some Sol into Jup Sol. You can also go on here and you can go and do this directly on Jupiter, and you do it in the swap. You go to Sol and you type in Jupe Sol. Yeah, let's go. And then you can do it here. Once again, this will hold the reward. So it will actually hold the differential in the reward. So I like holding Jupe Sol. There are some things you can do with your INF token if you want to. Some people talk about going and doing your DLMM pools, right? So this is your sort of dynamic liquid market making pools. You go in here and you do like INF Solana, and you have so many options based on different your sort of tolerance of price ranges. I personally don't like this because I don't want impermanent loss, and the fees look like absolute dog shit. So you look at this over here, the 24-hour fee is $347, but like look what's in the pool, right? So if you put in like, let's say you put in 10 INF token and 10 SOL, right? That is basically going to be 1,000th of the amount. So you get like 30 cents for 1,000 something every 24 hours, and you have to trade within a certain range and without getting some impermanent loss. So I don't like that. I'm avoiding that. Some people are also going in here to Camino Finance and depositing it here. So you can go in here, supply it, earn some more points. You can do that too, kind of on the fence on it. So I'm holding it for now. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is Parcl. So Parcl, as you guys know, is that real estate platform where people trade. And I'm glad they finally figured out that people who were providing LP were getting an unfair advantage. And that's exactly why I was doing LP. So by doing the LP over here, you know, those are the people who I thought had a big advantage. And the team has actually updated to actually make it so, hey, we're going to make it so that active traders have more point earning opportunities. So one of the things they've changed is dollars in open interest is sort of 0, but now if you put dollars in margin account, it's 4 points. So there are ways to sort of get into this. You know, one of the things I would say though is, in my opinion, I don't like trading. Like I don't like trading on real estate because I don't know it very well. You have to stay on top of another set of things. If you are looking to have a life and actually do well in crypto at the same time, I don't like this. I would rather focus on Bitcoin charts rather than a New York chart or whatever, right? Like honestly, I just don't see the fit. And then the other part is if you put money in LP or margin or whatever, guys, like you're putting money like USDC in this, and at a time when the market is actually having tons of opportunities. So I personally do not like, I don't like doing these kind of activities near like market, like kind of accumulation zones before it goes up. Like, let me just show you right here. So this is currently what we're seeing for Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? But while you may think, oh, well, these are very strong numbers, are very solid, very high, look at the fear and greed index. We're at neutral. The last cycle when we were at these levels, we were like massive greed, massive greed, like extreme green, like in the 90s. But over here, we have accumulated so much. We're at 63K or 3,250 for Ethereum. There's so much to come. This is the spring, right? And I don't really think there's going to be some negative circumstances, right? We got the ETF approved in Hong Kong. Yes, we got the ETH ETF delayed till June. But I think that this thing is going to spring forward. And I don't want to put too much money in USDC, which makes it kind of pointless to farm their LP. So for me, I'm not doing it this time. I am going to eventually withdraw the funds that they have been holding hostage from me. I've got 4 days left to get my 2,300 out of here. And then I'm just going to like, hey, like I'm just going to let this stuff ride. So why not? Now, one of the things I do want to bring up is I did give away 50% of my Parcl airdrop. We're still not at a price where I feel comfortable selling any of it, right? We're still below 50 cents a token. So I thought of something. Hey, if you're one of the winners, right? So like I posted the winners' wallets already. I've linked the tweet below. If you're one of the winners' wallets, if you can prove it, and I have some activities that I'll need you to do, then I will send you your allocation of Parcl directly, which is 211 tokens, .0778, directly to your Sol wallet. So just DM me on Twitter or whatever, and I'm happy to do that with you. Please don't waste my time because like I will find out if you're fake, okay? Please don't do it. Also, there's a potential second Banner Bubbles airdrop that's coming up. So people are farming it. if this is an easy thing to farm, just literally have this open and just have it running. I know some people run multiple versions. You may have to set up a specific thing to do that, but hey, I think it's worth it. And finally, the last thing I want to tell you guys is, I mentioned that I am not putting a ton of USDC or stables in places, but the Raya network is having another opportunity. It's another liquidity event. So right now they have a 2.5x boost, and you can sort of deposit any amount of stables. You can withdraw it at any time, and you earn XP. That XP will be rewarded. So I have linked the document below, because right now they're looking for people to help bootstrap their network. You earn XP, and then they have a sort of amount here on exactly how the XP will be rewarded, or sorry, how much XP you get, and eventually that XP will be rewarded with actual airdrop, most likely. So guys, I'm seeing a ton of comments in here, and I would love to sort of go into more details, but we're going to go into AMA right now, and I'm going to answer all your questions. Okay, so I thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, which is literally in 2 minutes, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.